So the NBA Finals are here. The Los Angeles Lakers take on the Miami Heat. This series is looking to be a good one with both teams making a clean run throughout the playoffs. Liam, who do you think is going to win the NBA Finals?
Look, I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to take the Miami Heat in a big upset. I think the stretch wings for the Heat are a big concern for the Lakers. You got Jay Crowder and Iggy, both capable of slowing down LeBron, because I'm not going to say stop LeBron, because you can't, because he is the greatest ever. You got Bam Adebayo matching up against AD, which is a much better matchup than what AD had against Jokic in the conference finals. So I think that'll definitely make AD work a bit more for his points. And I love the three-point shooting of the Heat. You got Robinson and Herro rotating through that shooting guard position. You got Dragic who can hit his shots. Bam can hit a three now and then. Butler I wouldn't be relying on too much. The Heat, the hot Heat, I reckon they can definitely win this.
Yeah, my money's on Miami, obviously. They swept the Pacers, the 4th seed. That was pretty incredible. They nearly swept the Bucks, who were a 1st seed, led by MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo. They got such good shooters that Jimmy Butler, who was the go-to shooter for Philly, other than Redick, is now the guy taking a back seat on game winners and stuff like that at Miami. That's how good their shooting is. They got a really nice zone, so they're gonna have to force the Lakers to start shooting a lot more threes. So yeah, they're just gonna tear them up.
Oh mate,
Mike.
Sorry, I was just sleeping, just like you guys were sleeping on LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers. Are you joking? Jimmy Butler versus LeBron James. LeBron James is one of the greatest players of all time. He's been to the last 9 of the last 10 NBA Finals. The only year he missed was when he was injured, and he was playing with Lonzo Ball. So I think that LeBron James going to the finals, I think this is in the bag for him. He's played and beaten one of the greatest teams of all time in the Golden State Warriors. I think people put too much weight on those finals losses that he's had, and they haven't looked at the teams that he's lost to. 2 of those losses came to the Kevin Durant Golden State Warriors. I think any team, any person in history would have lost to that team. And look, Miami is not the Golden State Warriors. They are not even in the same realm as those Golden State Warriors. They have beaten Giannis, who is probably one of the easiest players in the playoffs to scheme against. You just fill the paint up and never let him get in the paint. Jimmy Butler and the Heat played the Pacers. Name like more than 5 players off the Pacers. You can't, because they're all irrelevant.
Oladipo,
And then
Sabonis.
I said more than 5.
Brogdon.
Okay, 3.
Who else we got?
Yeah, that's what I thought. You can't think of any. And then they beat the Portland Trailblazers, who thought, Dame and all those guys were gonna, give LeBron something he wouldn't expect. Then they played the Rockets, who went to Game 6 and Game 7 against one of the best teams of all time, in the Golden State Warriors. And then he beat the Denver Nuggets, who beat your favorite team, AP, the LA Clippers. So I think that it's ridiculous that you're sleeping on the LA Lakers and LeBron James, especially you, Liam, mate. I thought you were LeBron's biggest fan, and now you're turning on him like he's nothing. You're just pure bandwagon, mate. I can't believe what I'm hearing right now, Liam.
Look, for me, I could never support a Lakers team. I just can't do it, and for that reason alone, I'm back in the Heat. I'm back in the Heat to just turn it on. They only need to do it for 4 games. 4 games, you need to stay hot. You can't stop LeBron. You can't. You're silly if you think you can. So for me, if I was Eric Spoelstra, I'd be focusing on restricting what the role players can do. Make players miss their shots. Danny Green, we all know what he can do, which is not much. He doesn't show up in the playoffs.
Danny Green
hasn't done anything this year. So just don't do much for him. But
mate, stop sleeping on Danny Green, mate. He's a 40% three-point shooter. He's won multiple NBA Finals. He's one of the greatest 3D players of all time. Mate, you know who sucks? Mate. You know who sucks, AP? Paul George, mate. He's the biggest freak in the playoffs, all right? Okay,
mate, I'm
sick of the disrespect on Danny Green.
What's Danny Green getting, mate? Danny Green's getting nothing, mate.
He's scoring more points than Paul George.
Danny Green's the most trash player.
He scored more points.
Like a pine cone, mate.
He looks like a pine cone, mate. Have you seen PG, mate? That guy is horrible, mate. He scored 0 points in a Game 7, all right? Danny Green has never done that. I think you were talking about the shooters before as well. Let's compare. I think you said the Laser and Dragic. LeBron, okay, he's not even known for his shooting. Let's put the stats right here. 3 points made during the season.
Together?
The 3 points made during the season. Yeah, that's what I thought. LeBron is better than Dragic.
Hey, AP, I've got a question for you. AP.
Yeah.
If you're building a team, who are you gonna take as your coach? You gonna take future Hall of Famer Eric Spoelstra, or are you taking Frank Vogel?
Look, man, I think it's a no-brainer that Spoelstra's got the money. Vogel's just like he shouldn't even be the coach. It's just LeBron dictating what's happening. Who signed off on JR getting on the Lakers, mate? Like, what the hell's that? I bet you Frank Vogel was like, nah, mate, we aren't getting that guy.
I thought you were better than this, Liam. I thought you would see the truth.
Oh, mate.
And I thought you would pick the Lakers this series, and I can't believe you're sleeping on them. I think that it's a pretty easy bet. Lakers in 6. Miami will probably pick up 2 games off that quote-unquote hot shooting. And, it won't be a product of Jimmy Butler, I'll tell you that much, because Jimmy Butler's going to get shut down like he has in the past, scoring, 17 points a game? That's real scary, mate. What's Jimmy Butler done in his career in the playoffs, mate? What's Jimmy Butler done in his career in the playoffs? Nothing.
Mate, it's not about what you do offensively all the time, mate. Jimmy makes big-time defensive plays, man. He's a clutch defender, man. He made some huge defensive plays, man. All right?
Name one.
He's gonna.
Name one.
Mate, remember that game where he just blocks he blocks that dude, man, and then he gets the game winner like 5 seconds later.
Oh yeah, the game where he blocks that dude. Yeah. Jimmy Butler's overrated.
Mate, I'll find the clip,
You
mate.
saw it in the Celtics series. Everyone's talking about how good Jimmy Butler is, but Jason Tatum's the one who's dropping 30.
Yeah, well, Jason Tatum's the one who's missing every game winner, mate. He missed like 3 in a row, mate. Don't even talk about that bloke, mate. Mr. Choke McGee himself, mate.
Mate, don't even talk about Jason Tatum like that. Stop disrespecting
Mate.
He's the next great one.
I see the Heat getting the early lead. I can see them going up 2-0, which they've done against the Bucks and the Celtics. Both teams were heavily favoured going into the series, and the Heat they love playing as the underdog, and that's exactly what they are in this series.
I'm gonna pick Jimmy to get over 2 steals for most of the games. Bam Adebayo's probably not going to get his rebounds, but I think he will get his points. Dragic to score at least 15 off the bench. And another player picky is Danny Green's unders, because he sucks.
Look, I think that my picks for this series, I think Lakers are going to win in probably 5 or 6. This is going to be a pretty easy run. This is not the Bucks. This is not the Celtics. This is a team that's been built purely for the playoffs. And this is a team that's been built purely for LeBron James to succeed. And I think that the Lakers will win in 5 or 6, like I said, and LeBron James will probably average close to a triple-double. I think I can see him getting, his 12 to 13 assists per game. Comment down below, who do you guys think will win the NBA Finals? We're interested to see. Chuck us a like and subscribe, and follow us on Instagram at Unanimous Sports.